Hi, in this video we're going to talk about royalty-free images in relation to using it with Adobe Photoshop to create our mini sites. Now, if you haven't dealt with royalty-free images, you might be wondering, okay, what does royalty-free mean? Well, royalty-free images are basically images taken by a photographer that allows you to use it in your product, in your DVD covers, e-covers, and things like that. So it's basically a photographer giving you the rights to do that. Normally, you want to just go to Google and type in an image name and find an image and use that. What you're doing right there is violating copyright law. You don't want to do that, otherwise you'll get fined later on with copyright fines, and they're very, very heavy. So basically, you want to protect yourself and your customers by using royalty-free images. There's a lot of royalty-free images out there and a lot of sites out there that allow you to use these images to do different things. Now, one thing to note, there are different sites that give you different license agreements. For example, some sites will allow you to put their images in templates so that you can resell them. Some sites will not allow that. Some sites, or at least most of the sites out there, will allow you to take an image and put it on, let's say, your logo or your designs, your company images. However, you want to make sure that you look at the license. And I want to emphasize that a lot, because a lot of people tend to not look at the license and they break the copyright laws. And in the end, when the person sues you, you own probably them hundreds of thousands of dollars. So you rather pay up front for a royalty-free image, and you want to stay in line with the legal terms. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. Now you know the importance of using royalty-free images. Let's take a look at the different websites out there that you can use. Now, if you go to Google, and we'll do that right now, and you type in the words royalty-free images, you're probably going to get thousands of sites with royalty-free images. Now, to save you the trouble of looking through them, I'm going to tell you a few ones that I actually use for my own products. And I'll actually tell you a few things about them so that you know in advance. The one thing that eats up a lot of time is you have to do a lot of research. And in this video, we're going to save you lots of time. A lot of famous ones, as you can see, are on the top. I personally use iStockPhoto.com. I've heard a lot of good things about Shutterstock.com, but with iStock.com, they provide a lot of great videos and images. But for the sake, we're using images. Let's go ahead and look at some of these sites. We'll open iStockPhoto.com. Another one that I don't see here right now is called BigStockPhoto.com. And what that looks like is this, BigStockPhoto.com. I like this site mainly because it allows you to put your images in templates, which allows you to resell the templates. And of course, it's always good to check with the company just in case you're unsure, because you don't want to break a license rule in the end. So if this is all new to you, then this is probably a great learning experience as far as understanding that you can take any of these pictures and plop them onto your header or e-cover. So let's say, for example, that we are creating a product on dog training. So what we could do is search for an image in relation to dog training. Now, when you're choosing your images, you want to make sure that you keep in mind when you're selling to somebody, let's say, for example, dog owners who are looking for dog training guides. And for that information, we want to find dogs that might be a little happy, excited dogs, dogs that look excited and happy. We don't want to find a dog that looks sad and gloomy, because if we're selling a dog training product, we want people to think, wow, this guide is definitely deals with dog training. The dog is, happy. This dog looks pretty happy. So you use that. You'd probably want to include a person inside it, training it, such as this example here. And when you're picking and choosing royalty-free images, you probably want to pick ones that have a lot of white space around it. And I mean that because when you create your header and you add a background, it makes life so much easier when they have a white background, because you can take these people and you can add it to a nice looking background. And I'll show you a little more later down the road. So you can use big stock photo, and most importantly, I would suggest that you read their license. Sometimes they'll have different privacy rules, terms of service, but what you're looking for is the image usage agreement. So you can see the permitted uses of these photos, and it's also good to document where you got the photo and when, and possibly a screenshot or even of that license, just in case they do change the license in the future. So those are several sites that you can use: iStockPhoto.com, BigStockPhoto.com, and you can also do searches on the internet as well. So with a quick conclusion for this specific video, what you want to do is you want to know what your audience wants. For this example, we know that the dog owner wants a happy dog. So they want to see a happy dog, perhaps somebody training the dog who is happy. Secondly, you want to know what your goal is when using the image for legal reasons, just so that you can protect your behind in the future. So whether you're going to resell the product, if your customers can resell the product, make sure that the image can be allowed in that product for that reason. Third, find the image that stresses that. So I'm basically showing you all the things you need to do. And then once you found that image, the higher the resolution, the better it's going to look, especially when you decrease the size of that picture. For example, I was talking about earlier, the Cover Action Pro provides you with high resolution e-cover designs. So with that said, you want to find an image with a higher resolution. The higher the resolution, the better.